What the Deep Learning PL gave me was, first of all, access to a community of like-minded teachers and mentors who really understood and were advocating for the importance of relationship-based pedagogy and designing learning experiences that really engaged each and every learner, both intellectually and emotionally. One of the catchphrases that I remember is a question: are the students engaged or are they compliant? And that's an idea that has stuck with me since. Another thing that the Deep Learning PL provided was a shared language about what deep learning is, what meaningful learning is, what it involves, what's important. One of the best things was being part of a professional learning community that had a shared long-term vision for building student conceptual understandings, knowledge, skills, confidence, joy, enjoyment. That was really validating and empowering. It allowed me to enjoy the creative nature of teaching by designing learning that responded to the strengths, the interests, and the needs of the students in front of me. Lots of benefits. The first that comes to mind is that I loved my job. I loved coming to school and knowing that I had full permission to prioritise student engagement, to be innovative, to respond to the strengths and the interests and the needs of the students in front of me, to co-design learning with my colleagues and to co-design it with the students as well, get them involved in having a say as to how we shape the projects that we're engaged in. Ultimately, the deep learning tools and framework led me to spend less time on burdensome planning tasks and more time actually engaged in teaching and learning activities. The kids loved it, I loved it, and the feedback from families was that kids were talking more at the dinner table about what they were learning about at school because the projects meant something to them and they felt as though they had ownership and were making some sort of a difference. Something that we did in our school to develop a deep understanding of the 6 C's, so character, communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and citizenship. What we found was when the kids were exploring a topic and involved in projects that had a citizenship focus, the other 6 C's naturally fell into place around that. Knowing the curriculum is important. The better I knew the curriculum, the more easily I could bend it into meaningful projects. I would say also really understanding the 4 key components of the learning framework was important in order to really get to the stage where we were embedding these fluently. So for instance, we did a lot of learning around leveraging digital. So really ensuring that we weren't simply using technology for its own sake, but rather to enhance or sometimes completely transform the learning experience. Various projects gave us authentic opportunities to teach and practice the smart, safe and responsible use of digital technology and the internet. And so creating space to develop digital literacy and other important life knowledge and skills as well. Today, my work is predominantly in maths and numeracy education. As a formerly anxious maths student and teacher, the deep learning tools and strategies that I carry with me are still very much around learning relevance, most recently integrating maths and art. So students exploring and enjoying mathematical art and then applying maths concepts to create their own mathematical art. Of course, there's mathematics involved in any project, whether it's measuring your dimensions for the object that you might be making. And I spend most of my time now working with teachers, schools and families on reuniting maths with play and joy.